The Book of Boba Fett. We got a trailer for that.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Surely y'all have seen it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
It looks okay.
It looks like trash.
It doesn't look great. Let's just be real. It looks fine.
My favorite episode of The Mandalorian was when Boba Fett was in The Mandalorian.
Oh my god.
And I hated that trailer.
Seriously.
It looks so Okay.
Hold on. Am I being trolled right now?
No, you're really not.
You're not.
Okay. The only thing that is giving that trailer a pass for me is because I know that Industrial Light and Magic is under like crazy. They have so much work right now. And so what I'm hearing and the things I've read is that they don't have that many shots yet. They're very early in production. So they just use like the coolest shots they had. And
it's rolling out in December.
I know. That's what I'm worried about because
it's gotta be done.
They say they don't have many shots. And I'm like, oh, wait, what? And
okay, what's your source on this?
Kotaku.
Just no.
You're out.
No, I just did. I've been perusing it after I saw that trailer. I was like, why do I not like this? Because
really?
most of the main sources are like, oh, we're so excited. But then I found several other places where it's like I saw one article that was even like, why was the Book of Boba Fett trailer meh? And I was like, okay, so I'm not the only one. And I saw several other things where I was just like, it's not that it was bad. It's just like there were several little things like his armor looked like a bad cosplay. His armor, like it didn't look as good as it was in The Mandalorian.
It doesn't look like Boba Fett. That's what it boils down to.
And there's just several little things where I was just like, I already don't like this, and I don't like that I don't like this.
Okay,
I was,
I have to go back to this because I am not seeing what you guys have seen apparently.
Yeah,
and I'm not okay. So I'm not gonna yum another person, another person's yuck. I'm gonna reverse that. So if you guys don't like it and have reservations, that's fine. I've been in that position many a time myself. Yeah. So that's fine. But I'm just saying, like from the opening scene, we had the Bomar monk come up over the ridge, and I mean that's a huge Return of the Jedi call out.
Yeah.
And I love the old Wizards of the Coast Star Wars miniatures game. Mm-hmm. And that's one of my favorite figures that I've got is the little spider thing, the Bomar monk with the brain inside of it, and that's just, there's a lore to that character, and to just see it on screen and have it be given kind of a centerpiece role.
There's some hype.
Even though it has nothing to do with the rest of the show. But just to see that there is, to me, people thinking about Star Wars, the original OG Star Wars, the way I think about it. And they're putting it up on screen. Now, everything else, I guess I need to revisit the trailer and see what's happened.
Is it kind of like, Ethan, whenever, like the old people in the wrestling community, like get super excited when Ric Flair comes out and does the dance? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that basically why? Okay, because I'm like...
And now I'm happy.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy. I'm happy that you're happy. Woo! Yeah, no, I'm happy that you're happy. Here's the thing. I don't think it looks bad. It does nothing for me. I'm like...
Yeah.
Wow, this is not the reaction I was expecting out of you guys. I thought we were going to have a...
Don't get me wrong. I'm hyped.
Like a Star Wars hype fest for
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, like I'm excited for it. It's just...
What about like the indications of the storytelling that's going to be done? Because we got hints of this with Solo, and that was the one thing about Solo that I really appreciated is that they gave credence and credit to the lore of the underworld, and it really seems like we're going to delve into that in this series. I'm excited for that. Yes? No?
So for me, he's a bounty hunter, right?
Yeah.
I'm okay.
But he also has ambitions as well.
Okay, that is true. But at heart, he is a bounty hunter. Like that's what his character's about. Like he can be like a leader, and that's cool. But for me, okay, for what I was expecting, we're all Firefly fans here, and I was expecting maybe more of a... I hate you, Gabe. Maybe more of a...
I do right now, too.
Maybe more of a, like, I don't know, a traversal thing. But them just showing, like, it's all going to take place on Tatooine, I don't know about
No,
that.
okay.
I know they're probably going to leave
They have
Planet.
2 minutes. They have 2
Yeah.
minutes.
Exactly.
It's 10 episodes, right? Is it an 8 or a 10
thought it was
episode
8.
run?
I thought it
Is
was
it 8? Okay, it's probably going to be an 8 episode run. I don't think they're going to stay on Tatooine the whole time.
I hope not. Because
Okay.
it could be cool. I have high hopes for it because that's a big character. That is a huge character to try to make a show about. And I'm worried. I'm just worried.
I'm shocked
worried.
that you guys do not have faith in the mouse in treating this character properly. After what we got in season 2 of Mandalorian.
Boba Fett's
Go
a
ahead.
chump.
Go ahead, Gabe.
Boba Fett's a chump. That's why I'm not excited for it.
Really? Explain.
Dude, okay. Look, it was cool whenever he showed up in Mando season 2. That was
Just
cool.
destroyed everybody. That was freaking
cool.
awesome.
But I think the same thing I said before whenever we were going through that series is like, this does not feel earned at all. Like, he went out like a chump. We didn't know anything about him at all during the season, during the entirety of everything, unless you're like a super big like comic book fan or like Legends fan, which...
No, you don't even have to have that. I mean, go back and watch, what was the claymation series that Seth Green did?
Oh, Robot Chicken?
Robot Chicken. Yes, I totally blanked on Robot Chicken. Go back and watch the Boba Fett Robot Chicken, how he gets out of the Sarlacc pit. Totally believable. I'm on board.
Look, here's the thing. I'm going to watch it. Obviously, it's Star Wars. Duh. Like, of course I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
But I've never been a big Boba Fett fan. I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, he is like Mikey was saying, he is this like legendary character that people love, and he's so cool and like all this other stuff, and it's just like the Mandalorian, freaking what's his name? Jin Djarin. He's way cooler than Boba Fett. It's not even close. Not even a competition.
You know what it is Boba Fett is the first Mandalorian you ever see in Star Wars. That is why he is who he, like, the legend. Like, that's where all of Mandalore started, was with that one character. And you have an expectation with all Mandalorians when you see him, like in the animation and any of the movies you've seen him in. They just have this like space cowboy. Like, that's like a classic thing, and that's what they are all supposed to be.
The classic
in my mind.
The classic film with Clint Eastwood?
Have you ever been punched right in the face? No, it's just like
Here's the thing. It's freaking hilarious how when new characters in Star Wars come along and new Star Wars comes along, you guys are on board with it, right? This is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Not always.
Not speaking for you necessarily, Mikey, but Gabe and I have a long-standing history.
Yeah.
New Star Wars characters, new storytelling, you're on board. You're there for it, right? And now we're getting OG Star Wars, and it's at the fore, and I'm excited for it and ready to re-up my Disney Plus subscription. And Gabe is like, it's a generational thing.
No, that is BS. That is not true, because I don't
hit me with your counterpunch.
Here's the counterpunch. There are things that I think I've said this before. Outside of the Old Republic, the Clone Wars era is by and far my like most like I think it's the most interesting time period in Star Wars history. Super duper interesting. Ton of cool things that happened. The show was fine. I bought into the show, like watched all of it. It was fine. Like the comics are better. Like, they just are. I really think that like it's like wartime. You know what I mean? Super interesting. Again, with Rebels, I enjoyed Rebels, but I don't hold it to the same candor, if that's the right word, or the same like. I don't put it up here with everything else that I love. I don't even put it up here with freaking The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian felt the most like Star Wars. The Mandalorian is my favorite thing that has come out of the Star Wars universe. And whenever the new movies were coming out, it was exciting because that's what we had. It was like, oh, dope, like new live action Star Wars. That's awesome. I'm super excited for that. And like for all the faults that those movies do have, especially whenever they became more and more glaring as the Mandalorian episodes were coming out, it was like, okay, yeah, the X, Y, and Z is not good in these new movies. Like there's no arguing that. I feel like I don't have to fight it as more, I don't have to fight it. The conversation doesn't become, this is Star Wars, like, don't be mad about it. Like, don't be mad, like, this is what we got. To where now there's so much to choose from, I don't have to like all of it. Like, we've had this conversation before. It just, not all of it speaks to me the exact same way that particular, parts do. These new sequel movies really kickstarted the new generation of Star Wars craze and Star Wars fans, and it's gotten to the point for me where I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Like, it's all cool. I like it all. I don't love it all. So for me, this kind of feels like a continuation of that. In that, like, why are we trying to bring in another show? Which I get it. It's Boba Fett. I understand. It's just. To me, it's just whatever. I don't like Boba Fett as much as I like freaking Din Djarin, whatever. I don't even know his freaking name, and I like him more.
Okay. No, that's fair. I'm not going to argue with you. All right. But I'm excited as an OG
I'm happy.
fan.
I'm happy you're excited. I'm not knocking you for being excited. I think it's great that you're excited. Finally, Ethan Meister is excited about Star Wars.
Get back to me after the 8 episodes have aired. I may be ready to completely crap on it.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'm willing to give it the shot. I'm not going to watch a 2-minute trailer and say, meh.
Yeah. Well, it just didn't tickle anything for me. It was like, cool.
That's your problem.
Yeah.
It is. That is my problem. I guess so.
And
Same for me with the new Star Wars.
Don't start.
It's my problem. It's my problem.
Don't start.
I get it. I get it. I take it.
Don't
on my
start.
shoulders. My problem.
God.
for me, because I don't know, I like Boba Fett. I mean, like, classic, but I don't know all of his history and like all the Mandalore stuff. So for me, like,
well, I think that's the great thing that we have here is that Disney has. I have not always agreed with Disney eschewing the Legends stories in order to substitute it for their own reality.
yeah,
But they've done it. And so now here they have the opportunity to tell Boba Fett's backstory. Whether they do or not is completely up to them. And I will watch, and I may love it. I may like what they come up with. I might not. The fact that it seems like there are people, and we've talked about this before on other shows, the fact that it seems like there are people that now respect Star Wars and respect that era of Star Wars that are coming up with stories and are helming some of this. I have high hopes that they're going to tell a story that is recognizable as a Star Wars story.
yeah.
And whether or not it hits all the beats that I know of from Legends doesn't matter. But if it's something close or something that I can get behind, yeah, I'm excited for it.
If that's all you're looking for, I think you're gonna love the show. Because I mean, with what they've done recently, excluding some movies, they've shown that they, especially just having a contained set of people that are guiding it now, especially just with the shows, I feel like they're gonna deliver. But for me, it's not really like, oh my God, I'm worried about the story being good or not. And being on Tatooine, that is kind of in the back of my mind where it's just like, I feel like they could do more if that's even where they stay the whole show, which I doubt. But for me, I'm a practical effects guy. Like if I don't believe what I'm looking at on the screen, like we were talking about his armor, if I don't believe that's really armor and it looks like a fat dude playing cosplay that he went to Walmart and picked up some green plastic and threw it on his chest.
Hey,
I ain't digging it.
dude, that's what we've been watching on YouTube for 15 years, pretty much.
Machinima!
Yeah, but the difference is theirs is believable.
Yeah, the difference is theirs
That's
is
true.
good.
That is
No, I'm
true.
just kidding. I'm joking.
And that was the biggest thing about the trailer that really took me out, because there was just a couple things where I was just like, that doesn't even look like you tried. What that looks like That looks like my helmet that I did in 30 minutes. What is this?
I just
supposed to be
picture
Disney.
I just picture Boba Fett like with a natural light coming out of the ship, and they're like, "Hey, Bo," and he burps, and he's like, "But you're no good to me, dead." Like crushes the can on his helmet. He's like, "All right, let's do this."
I was thinking during the whole trailer, why is Boba Fett got his helmet off so much? Because I'm used to he always had his helmet on.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because he has gotten so old and fat that the helmet's just uncomfortable.
Maybe.
So he takes it off a lot more.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
And I'm wondering, I'm wondering if it is a drinking thing or like an overeating thing, because he's got PTSD from all the crap he went through.
Dude.
So he's probably trying to fill the void with something.
Dude, he's wearing his dad's helmet, and you know what fell out of that helmet when he picked it up.
Dude, yeah. He probably still's got it on
picks
his
it up
Some
and-
issues.
Yeah, he picks it up and it just slides out, and he's all.
Yeah. you know Boba Fett's got issues.
it's on my feet.
Yeah.
There you
Oh God. Okay.
I feel like we should move on.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it's getting pretty dark in a bourbon stupor here.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
All right. Circling back. I've had some time to compile my arguments here. All right. We're going to hit you with some gaming news, some gaming whatnots here in a minute. We're going to talk about NFTs in the gaming space. We're going to talk about Sega and Microsoft working together. We're going to talk about Square Enix blaming Crystal Dynamics for the apparent failure of Marvel's Avengers. And we're going to just see where the conversation goes from there. Go ahead, Mikey. Do you have to pee?
Hey, little breaky poo, I gotta pee.
Sure, go for it, man.
Okay, sweet.
Ethan, I have a question for you. All right? We're going to vamp.
Yeah, go for it.
We're going to vamp for a little bit. Why do you hate the new movies? Really? And is it hatred or is it just disdain? Like
No, it's not. It's not hatred.
Is there
I own The Last Jedi on Blu-ray. I own that movie.
Wow. Okay.
But the problem is that the last few times I've put it in the slot to watch it, it's been a hate watch. I hate that movie. I really do. The Force Awakens, I actually respect. I respect that movie because they were trying to do something different. They did do some things different, but they also had a flavor of, old school, right? Last Jedi comes completely off the rails, and I do hate watch that movie. I can't stand it. And then the last one is just kind of,
It's basically
J.J. Abrams and crew trying to salvage where the series was, and there's a little bit of pandering to the fans, and there's a little bit of trying to make it work. And I think when you look at it, in another 10 to 15 years after the original trilogy came out, it was a beloved series. 10 to 15 years after this new trilogy has come out, when people look back on it, they're just going to remember that it was kind of a train wreck in the way that it was put together from start to finish. And it makes me sad for Star Wars that this is what we got after being so excited in 2012 for what was to come when Disney bought it, because we thought, Disney's going to put money behind it. They're going to put the best people behind it. And it started down the right path and then veered immediately off that path and became very toxic very quickly, and they were not able to get a handle on it, and it became this thing that, while not completely their fault, it was the fans' fault partially for allowing this to come into being. I think better people in a leadership position could have made something better out of it, and it just makes me sad.
There's no denying that.
Yeah.
All right.
So I feel how I feel.
That's fine. I'm not trying to
That's my
convince you
truth.
otherwise.
That's my truth.
I'm not trying to convince you otherwise. I stopped.
Yeah, and I have stopped trying to argue with you about it.
And hey, listen, I've come around to saying, like, you know what? Yeah, that part I'm not gonna. There was a time where it was fun to just fight about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
we love to debate. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Is it trash? No. Is it the best that it could have been?
No.
There you go.
No, it wasn't. At least it's frustrating because there are key things about each of those movies that I love, that are some of my favorite things in Star Wars.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, there's things that even harken back and, like, are a callback to, like, the legends of old, you know, like, which is cool. But, yeah, I mean, just each picture and the entire cohesive story, it just ends up being, for me, while I enjoy it, it just becomes, how do I put this? It's almost like at the end of the original trilogy, you're like, oh man, that was awesome. At the end of this trilogy, you're kind of like, that's it? Like, you know, you're kind of left wanting.
Okay, that's where we went. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
okay,
basically,
so
yeah.
Maybe this is the Godfather talking, but have we truly buried the hatchet now between our animosity with each other over the sequel trilogy? Is this done?
I still
is this done?
Still freaking hate you.
Hate you. Hate flow.
Okay, so it's not done.
No. It's. I think we found some sort of middle ground here, to where, like, now whenever I walk in a room, I don't have to, like, you know, like, side eye, and vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
At least you can both love each other because you both love Star Wars.
Don't run away from your feelings.
Yeah.
You know?
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Okay, let's get this back on.
I didn't mention that in what I've been up to, but I've been getting back into the Star Wars minis again, and it's been enjoyable. But anyway,
it's funny you mentioned that.
beside the point.
Someone commented on our one of our most recent YouTube videos for Punch Counterpunch, since I just got around to posting those clips. One Taylor Carpenter, shout out. He says, "Yo, just watched the vid with you and Ethan. Loved it. I was laughing silently the whole time because I couldn't stop thinking of when he did a backflip off of our ottoman while playing Star Wars miniatures. Ask him about it." So, Ethan, you wanna tell us?
You're pretty spry.
You wanna tell us that story about how that happened?
Okay, first of all, shout out Taylor Carpenter. Thanks for the comment. Man, that takes me back. That's back in the old Fayetteville, Arkansas days, and we had a pretty epic minis match in his parents' living room, and I was visiting over there. I believe I was playing Chris Rader, and I had a pretty sweet move with my Yoda of Dagobah, in which I canceled a force power on a save roll of 11, and it failed, and so the counter went through, and it basically won me the game. And at that moment, I was so elated that I was sitting on the little footrest, you know, at the foot of an ottoman or whatever it is, and I did a complete backflip off of it and came up just in, you know, fists of victory. And it was that was an exciting moment.
He literally said in the comments, he says, "I didn't see Ethan roll a throw of 11, so he didn't successfully evade."
That's not true.
Yeah,
that's not true.
All right, well, there you have it.
We might remember the details a little differently, but I was victorious in that match, and that was a big deal because Chris usually wiped the floor with me. So
there you have it.
Good times. Thanks, man. I appreciate that comment.
There you have it. We'll clip that. We'll clip that for the youngins out there. All right, no one cares. Moving on. Hey, thanks so much for showing up. If this is your first time here, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. It would seriously mean a lot. A fun fact for you, many YouTubers actually get most of their numbers from people who are not subscribed. So if you enjoy my personality, if you enjoy the content you've seen here, consider subscribing. I would seriously appreciate it.